Hello, this is Malek and, well, welcome to my little mini how-tos. I said I was going to have a go at making a couple of little how-tos, just little silly little things, some of them complicated, some of them not, and see how they go down. And first thing I'm going to do is, whether you like it or not, show you how I just do a little basic tower. You've seen a similar tower in my Let's Play, and you might be thinking to yourselves, oh, but we know how to build that, Malek, that's noob stuff. Well, fair enough, but I can understand that sometimes, you need a bit of inspiration or somewhere to start with the building, and of course you can expand on it massively anyway. So I've generated a new world, got my little building kit, and yeah, I'm going to go through it, not going to cut anything out if I can at all help it, and hopefully it'll be of use to someone. Now the second half is going to be doing a little bit with red wire, but for now I'm going to start off with the tower. Now what I like to do is, obviously you can do this with soil. You don't have to use ice, but I like to dig out a nice area to work with. And in this particular case it's a 5 by 5 area, and it's really just going to be my foundations that I can work on. Now you don't have to build foundations, they're not really needed to stop your tower falling down or anything practical like that, but it's nice to be able to see the area you're going to be building on, and it also helps you make sure that it's the right size. See, this is a nice 5 by 5 area, so it's a really small simple tower, and the first step is to decide where's your door going to be. So I'm going to put the door on this end, 2 blocks, doors in the middle, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to very quickly just build around the outside, and then it's really up to you how you want to do each level. Everyone's got their own little building style, and as you can see mine's pretty crap. Okay. Now I tend, for a simple structure like this, to have each floor, each level of the building to have 3 high. So as you can see I've got 1, 2, 3 now, so I need 1 more before I do the floor above. There you go, got the floor above, and what I'm going to do is have ladders leading down there. So when I do the floor, which will be stone, and you could do wood, but then you wouldn't be able to do what I'm about to do next. Okay, let's just put there. And yes, you don't have to put ladders on every square, but I like to because it just looks neater, Next job, do that. I'm just going to leave a gap there for another reason. Now, what I'm going to do is put block there, there. Okay, dig that out. Now, in here you could put a log, or if you have access to the nether, or like me, you've actually just cheated, you can put hellstone in there because it just works a lot better. Hellstone just seems to be more reliable, it doesn't seem to cause fires as easily. Yes, if I'd made a wooden floor then it would have set the whole tower ablaze, but yeah, hellstone seems to be just more reliable and a bit safer. So, oh, missed out that corner. I'm going to build the next floor now. So you just build all the way around. And I'm going to, although I don't need to because chimneys are not necessary, I'm going to leave a gap above the fire. And don't worry about making a mistake either, because at the end of the day you can just dig away anything that you put in the wrong place, very simply. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, and then the floor can go here. So I'm going to put the floor in, leaving a gap for the chimney, and also leaving a gap for the ladders. Instinct pulls out the sword. Okay, now on this top floor is going to be a little bit wider because it looks quite cool. So each corner I'm just going to go out and put just a little bit more stone. Okay, and I'm going to fill in the gaps. Oh, not quite right. I'll leave, actually, yeah, take that away just for neatness. It'll probably go straight back. But so, what we basically have, if I go outside, is a tower with the first story there, second story there, and then this top floor sticks out a little bit. Now you'll probably recognise it a little bit from, like I said earlier, the Let's Play tower that I've built in my Let's Play, but it's a little bit different. Just a little bit simpler. Don't really want to go into the depth of building something just that little bit more complicated, because I don't quite have the time. Once you've built one wall high, just put the corner in and then do every other block. It's not the perfect rampart. I mean, you can do better ramparts with steps or half bricks or things like that, but that's not, they're good enough. You know, you can see out, and if you really want to, you can jump up and have a look. Right then, now here's the chimney, so I'm just going to build the chimney up around it. And there we go. Now what I am going to do, which is what somebody recommended on the channels, is just put a torch in there. Now you might think, why? Well actually, when I'm down here now and I look up, I can actually see a little bit of smoke every now and again coming out, which I wouldn't do from the fire. I could also put another block in there and set fire to it, just again so there's more smoke coming out, but that's not too bad. It's just it's quite subtle. And now let's add some torches for light, so that should illuminate this nicely. I also want to illuminate all the way around the edge, so I'm going to put some torches there. Okay, like that. Now, what I am wanting to do is put some windows in. Now where they are is really up to you. I'm just going to put one big wide window here. And obviously a bit of glass will not go amiss. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Got my fireplace. Ground floor, won't put any windows here. And for the last step, I'm going to put a wooden door. Now I could put a metal door, but then I'm going to have to muck around with levers and it doesn't make quite as much sense. And remember, when putting doors, always stand outside of what you want to put the door on and then put the door down. Otherwise it won't look quite right. So, there we have it. The finished tower. Yes, it's nothing special. It's not some sort of epic construct. And putting that torch there's melted that, so probably will help doing that. But, you know, it's a simple little structure that you can knock together in no time at all. You know, you can expand it. You know, I could build another tower next to it, put a wall between the two, build it ridiculously high. You could even sort of now dig out the bottom floor and make it floating. You know, there's a lot of things. You can make it wider, obviously. So yeah, you've got a lot to build upon in here. So yeah, a very simple, not too bad looking tower. And there you have it. Simple as that, really. Alright then, new world. Let's see what we can do now. The next part is something a little bit more interesting perhaps, depending on what you're into in Minecraft. And hopefully I won't have so much of a trouble finding a space to do it in, because it doesn't need as much. But basically it's the curious thing about double doors and trying to wire them up correctly. You see, whether you actually have noticed or not is another matter, but let's put down some foundations. There we go, a nice little doorway there. Now what you might notice with doors of any kind, not just metal doors, but especially with metal doors, simply because you can't open them without redstone in some way, is that you place a door there, it looks good, place a door there, it looks very nice. Problem is, when you actually come to wiring these up to levers, it doesn't work as you expect. So I'm going to produce a couple of levers, slap them on the walls. Looks alright, doesn't it? Pull that lever. Oh, yep, that looks fine. Pull that lever. Oh. Okay. Ugh. Well, that's the opposite. The levers are up, they're odd. Levers are both down, they're odd. Now, the reason for this, and obviously when you actually kill that lever, that door will always be open. So even if I put the lever on, close it, then even if it's closed, it just opens again, and then you're stuck with that door that doesn't make any sense. It does kind of make sense. You see, Notch kind of cheated when he did double doors. There's no such thing as a door with hinges on the right hand side. Now you might look at that door and think, well hang on a second, the hinges are on the right hand side. Well, they're not. If I very quickly dig around here, what you've basically got in reality is a door here, and that works normally. Lever down, door open, lever up, door closed. That's actually what that door is. It's a left hinged door that just starts open. Now, of course, that is not particularly useful if you want a nice pair of double doors. It's actually not a particularly difficult solution, which is what I'm going to show you now. The first thing I need to do, build a redstone torch and have redstone ready and standby. Now the first thing I do is I'll put a lever there. Now we might as well have that lever on the correct door on the left hand side, so when you pull it down it opens. That's really simple. And then what we do is dig out the space above the lever and put a torch on there. Now what that does is, when the lever is activated, the torch becomes inactive. It basically toggles like that. And then what we do is leave a trail from the torch, back one, because it won't go straight up. There, there, oh, and there. Now I've put that redstone above that door. And what that basically means is when the lever is off, as in switched up, the torch is on, and then it's on for that door. So that door's off, that door's on. When I flick the lever, this lever's now on, which opens this door. The torch then is deactivated, the redstone's deactivated, so that is deactivated and open. It's a bit of a weird kind of thing, but apart from a slight delay, that's not too bad. Now you might think, well, I don't want that torch to be stuck there, so you're going to have a low ceiling, or at least for that lever anyway. So as you can see. Now obviously you could do the same thing on the other side. The only difference is the doors would be open when the lever is up and closed when the lever is down. But you just do the same thing but in reverse. So there you go. Sorted. And unless you've got a really funny area, stop pushing me around, you stupid cow. Unless you've got a really weird area, that should probably suit you. And obviously you could put anything there, you could put a button there, or you can have the whole thing rigged to pressure plates. Remember, you can't put the pressure plates directly in front very easily though, otherwise it might interfere with the other door. But that's pretty good. So yeah, there you go. You've got your double doors, which all link up. Pretty elegant. Maybe there are more elegant ways of doing it, but that seems to work for me.